Hi, I want to show you a simple way to grind experience and more in Elder Scrolls Online. This guide is mainly for new players, but everyone can watch it of course. This guide primarily focuses on destroying anchors, so if you don't know what they are and how to destroy them, I invite you to watch my anchor guide video or another video about anchors. As a quick introduction, I'll mention that in every location where anchors are present, only one of them is active at a time. You can observe this in the map if you have discovered an anchor. An active anchor has a moving icon, and you'll also see crossed swords on it. First, you have to note the order in which anchors become active. For Glenumbra, the pattern is as follows. All you need to do is walk from one anchor to another in the correct sequence. But there is one thing to consider. The time between one anchor becoming active and the next one depends on how quickly players destroy it. Sometimes an anchor may be active for 2 minutes, sometimes for 10 or even longer. Because of this, the strategy for gaining experience may vary depending on the time you are playing. And that's because if there is almost no one on the server, you can try closing the anchors by yourself and walking from one to another in the correct order. However, usually, especially during peak hours, you might not make it in time, because a large number of players simply will close the anchor in a short moment. You'll have to judge for yourself whether you'll succeed. It also depends, for example, on how fast your horse is and whether you want to spend money to teleport to another place not using a way shrine, but spending money. In cases where you speed, the number of players on the server, or finances don't allow you to make it, you have to travel to way shrines in a specific pattern. You simply need to skip one of the anchors, but not always the same one. For Glenumbra, the pattern is as follows. If you destroyed anchor number 1, go to anchor number 3. Then you will skip anchor number 2, which will be destroyed by players at that time. From anchor number 3, go to anchor number 2. At that time, anchor number 1 will be open, which will be destroyed by other players. When you destroy anchor number 2, go to anchor number 1. At that time, anchor number 3 will be closed, usually. As for anchor number 3, in the case of Glenumbra, it often happens that there is no one near it because it's hard to reach, if someone doesn't know the way, of course. So sometimes you have to wait longer for it to close, although this is not a rule. I often use the time of anchor number 3 as activity to visit a merchant. If I need to, I just sell items I don't need. If you don't feel like running from anchor to anchor, you can use one of them. In the case of Glenumbra, I recommend anchor number 2 for a simple reason. There's a boss nearby that you can defeat either alone if you're very strong or with someone else. I particularly recommend the second solution to new players. In your free time, I recommend looking around for merchants and selling unnecessary items. You may encounter one merchant in this place, another one over here. Another thing I want to tell you is that it's worth looking around because you often find chests near anchors. In the case of anchor number 3, sometimes you can find a chest in those places. The last thing I want to tell you is something obvious. I recommend using experience boosting scroll if you have them. That's all. I wish you luck.